This interactive table is perfect for all ages. So if you would like to learn how to make your own, stay tuned and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Step 1 is to grab your spray paint and paint your table. I found this table at Walmart for $10, but you can use any kind of wooden table. Step 2, grab your Mod Podge and a brush and coat your table with a generous even amount of Mod Podge. Step 3 is to grab your glitter. I am using ultrafine glitter that you can find at any craft store or Walmart. If you do not want to use glitter, you would just skip this step and apply your decals. But because I am using glitter, I'm going to use a generous amount. Make sure everything is evenly coated with my glitter before I start my next process. Today I'll be mixing my resin. I have part A by EPE and part B by EPE. When mixing resin, you have to do 50% of each. So that's what I'm going to do. In this one, I already have my part A in here. I have 4 ounces of part A. And I'm going to pour 4 ounces of part B. You can see it's going to fill up, okay? So that's why I like these cups with the measurements on it. And these cups actually came as a set with my resin. So I have my spatula also. I'm going to start with pouring my part A in here. And understand, in order for resin to work, you have to have both sets equally mixed. So when you're done with this, just rinse it out and reuse your container. Let me get one more. Okay. So here we go, part B. Take this, mix this in. You want to stir this up also where it's even, but you do not want to stir it up so much that you create a lot of air bubbles. So just blend it. Y'all know how to mix stuff up. Okay? Mix it up, keep stirring. And you'll see it start to form. Let me see. Can y'all not see? Like, it's just the even consistency. Y'all know how to mix. Mix, keep mixing. Now that my table is dry, we're going to move on to step 4, and that is applying our base coat of resin. If you can look at my resin and see it looks a little white, that is because I added white glitter. You do not have to do this step. I was just being extra because I wanted to be super sparkly. But yeah, you can skip that. Next, you're just gonna make sure you apply your resin evenly all over your table. Okay, and you're gonna wait 24 hours for this to dry. Make sure you cover your edges. Spread it all the way to the edge. You're going to need this, okay? It's gonna create a nice, thin, hard layer so you can add your decals. Also, to make the process go better, use your hand to smooth out the resin. For my images, I use photo paper. You can use any brand, it doesn't matter. And for my images, I found them on Google. I copied and pasted them into my Microsoft Word and resized them. So when rearranging and laying my images onto my table, you can either go lightly over the back with a glue stick, or you can use any spray adhesive Just try not to be too heavy because you don't want it to squish out on the corners. I don't have time for the extra cleanup and the extra mess, but you can place them onto the table however you feel you want to, whatever pattern, design. I'm just having fun and just putting it however I think looks good. So this is when your creative juices come in and have fun. Now that my images and my words are added to my table, we will be doing the last and final step, and that is covering the top of my table with resin. This layer will be ultra thick because I want to make sure every nook and cranny, every image is sealed. I don't want any indentations or air pockets because that can possibly cause lifting. If you want to wipe it down, I don't know, water can seep through. I don't want to mess this table up. I want it to last long since children are going to be using it. Also, when spreading the resin, try not to be so rough to hit corners because you don't want lifting. If you lift a corner of an image, the resin will kind of seep under and you might have the corners of the paper poking through. You do not want that. So take your time. Make sure everything is thoroughly coated. Make sure you go over the corners. Make sure you don't see any air pockets or indentations, all right? I really stress that because once this layer is on, it's on and it's done, okay? Do not let your hard work go to waste. Do this step correctly. If you do not know how to use resin, please Google it, YouTube it, so you can know the proper steps, okay? And the proper way to apply resin. While your resin is still wet, you might see air bubbles. You can use a heat gun or a lighter and go over your table to remove those air pockets, those little teeny air bubbles that you might see. I let my table dry for 24 hours and now it is ready to be used. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for tuning in.